Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. हरे पावन श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। जय गौर प्रेमानंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। अष्टप्रायेष भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you for Bhagavatam. So we will be discussing today Canto 1, Chapter 5, Text 10. That is also in the Zoom. That is also in Zoom. That is. You can show that one directly. Attention. Mute. Okay, it's mute. Okay. Yeah. नायद्वचश्चित्रपदं हरेर्यशो नायद्वचश्चित्रपदं हरेर्यशो जगत्पवित्रं प्रगृहीत कर्हिचित् यद्वायसं तीर्थमुशन्ति मानसा न यत्र हंसा निरमन्ति शिक्षया नायद्वचश्चित्रपदं हरेर्यशो जगत्पवित्रं प्रगृहीत कर्हिचित् यद्वायसं तीर्थमुशन्ति मानसा न यत्र हंसा निरमन्ति शिक्षया. What word meaning? Can anyone recite? One from Prabhuji's, one from Mataji's. जगत्पवित्रं प्रगृहीत कर्हिचित् यद्वायसं तीर्थमुशन्ति मानसा Mataji's. हिंदी में न यद्वचश्चित्रमहं हरेर्यशो जगत्पवित्रं प्रगृहीत कर्हिचित् यद्वायसं तीर्थमुशन्ति मानसा न यत्र हंसा निरमन्ति शिक्षया. What word meaning? Na, not. Yad, that. Vachaha, vocabulary. Chitrapadam, decorative. Harer, of the Lord. Yashaha, glorious. Jagat, universe. Pavitram, sanctified. Praganita, described. Karhijit, hardly. Tat, that. Vayasam, cross. Tirtam, place of pilgrimage. Ushanti, think. Manasa, saintly persons. Na, not. Yatra, where. Hamsa, all perfected beings. Niramanti, take pleasure. Usikshaya, those who reside in the transcendental abode. Yeah. So translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupāda. Those words which do not Hare Krishna. Something is there. Am I muted actually? Okay. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since the all perfect persons are inhabitants of transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there. Purport. Crows and swans are not birds of the same feather because of their different mental attitudes. The fruity workers or passionate men are compared to the crows, whereas the all perfect saintly persons are compared to the swans. The crows take pleasure in a place where garbage is thrown out, just as the passionate fruity worker takes pleasure in wine and women and places for grass sense pleasure. The swans do not take pleasure in the places where crows are assembled for conference and meetings. They are not. They are instead seen in the atmosphere of natural scenic beauty, where there are transparent reservoir of water, nicely decorated with stems of lotus flowers in variegated colors of natural beauty. That is the difference between the two classes of birds. Nature has influenced different species of life with different mentalities, and it is not possible to bring them up into the same rank and file. Similarly, there are different kinds of literatures for different types of men of different mentalities. Mostly, the market literatures which attract men of cross categories are literatures containing refuse remnants of sensuous topics. They are generally known as mundane talks in relation with the gross body and subtle mind. They are full of subject matters described in decorative language, full of mundane similes and metaphorical arrangements. Yet, with all that, they do not glorify the Lord. Such poetry and prose on any subject matter is considered decoration of a dead body. Spiritually advanced men who are compared to the swans do not take pleasure in such dead literatures, which are sources of pleasure for men who are spiritually dead. These literatures, in the modes of passion and ignorance, are distributed under different labels, but they can hardly help the spiritual urge of the human being. And thus, the swan like spiritually advanced man have nothing to do with them. Such spiritually advanced men are called manasa also because they always keep up the standard of transcendental voluntarily service to the Lord on the spiritual plane. This completely forbids fruitive activities for gross bodily sense satisfaction or subtle speculation of material egoistic mind. Social, literally, man, scientists, mundane poets, theoretical philosophers, and politicians who are completely absorbed in the material advancement of sense pleasure are dons of the material energy. They take pleasure in a place where rejected subject matters are thrown. According to Swami Sridhara, this is the pleasure of a prostitute hunter. But literatures which describe the glories of the Lord are enjoyed by the Paramahamsas who have grasped the essence of human activities. So, the context here is so Vyasdev, Srila Vyasdev having compiled all the Vedic literatures and Mahabharata, Vedanta Sutra, Puranas, but still he was feeling despondent and he was not feeling satisfied. So he was quite pondering on that, introspecting why, and he himself understood that somehow he missed out to exclusively glorify the Supreme Lord in the whole of the Vedas. So anyhow, Narada Muni comes at that time when he was in that situation, and the conversation took take place between Narada Muni and Vyasdev, and Vyasdev humbly admits in front of spiritual master Narada Muni that somehow I'm feeling despondent. Can you give me the? Can you tell me the cause? You are all knowing. You can actually find out the cause. So then Narada Muni he openly, outrightly says, "Are you satisfied with identifying yourself with the body?" Vasudev, Narada Muni is telling this. So then Narada Muni says, "Okay, you have described everything, but generally living entities in this world are after sense gratification. So you have tried to allure them to path of spirituality by giving them the same thing what they need. So now what has happened that they have taken to that as all in all, and they are misled. So in one sense they have been misled by going through all the karma kanda sections. And there are some people, they say that the purpose of Vedas is to go to heavenly planet. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says. So like that, people have come to the conclusion. So there is no other purpose to Vedas than to attain heavenly pleasure. So this has been the outcome of this. And 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 then he comes to this sloka where it is Narada Muni is telling that any work which is not describing the glories of the Lord, no matter how beautifully it is composed, it is like a pilgrimage for crows. Yeah. So I don't know. Indirectly, he might be saying that ultimately the people have come out. The end output is heavenly pleasure means crow class. So okay, no. So Maharaj, Ranath Swami Maharaj says that Americans are old crows, Indians are new crows. They're trying to eat what they have left. Old crows have left. So yeah, I'm trying to say. Yeah. So here, so the crows are compared to fruity workers or passionate men. So they take pleasure in the place where garbage is thrown out. And practically we can see that the whole situation is that what is the outcome of all modern education? Fruity workers and passionate. Yes, sir. Fruity workers and passionate men. So they work day and night, and in order to alleviate the stress what they have undergone in terms of whole day and night, they try to alleviate that in by going to places where garbage is thrown out. So that garbage is pubs, bars, all those things. Yes or no? The company people, the outcome is that only. Na? Outcome of all education is which class? Yeah. Somehow we all have saved. Sometimes we are also in a position wherein crow class is there. We cannot tolerate, and somehow we have to sustain. Many times it happens. Yeah. So and these crow class people, they try to make others also crow class. Yeah, they try to force on all those things. One boy was telling that he's been forced to come to the place and drink all those things. Very pathetic situation. Yeah, because they have been subjected to hear something which is exaggerated and which is glorified, and they have been misled. Yes, they have been misled to the path of perfection of human life. They have misguided. So materialistic civilization, misguided civilization. Yes, somehow by the mercy of Prabhupada, so we all came across this wonderful literature, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and somehow we have saved. If not, then we would have also been one among them. So it's very important for us to remain who we are, what we are, for now, whatever we are. to stick to everyday read and hear pure teachings. Else, the waves are very strong outside, and we will be easily influenced. And the old samskaras are still there, not gone actually. Yeah. So the deeper we go in spiritual life, the deeper we can see the reality. Else, we will be allured by the glitterings, and we will be swayed away. So, like that. So, for that, it's very essential for all of us to relish the aspect of devotional activities. Yes. So, unless we relish, unless we ponder, unless we hanker for it, else there is always a chance to get swayed away, or we get afflicted by the outside activities which are going on. So Bhagavad Gita says, Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehena rasovarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Yes. So we have to get higher taste. So nicely the morning program is happening with nice dancing kirtan. This we should be hankering for this. Our first priority should be this. Coming for morning program, dancing, chanting, and relishing the aspects of bhakti. Then with that guard, when we go to office, we will not be allured. Else, we will be disturbed. Yeah, and we feel compassionate for them. These fellows, they are what they are. We feel compassion rather than getting allured. Yeah. So and the kind of literatures these people are getting attracted to is refuse remnants of sensual topics. So almost all movies, whatever advertisement or literatures, which the novels, all those things are all based on sensuous topics, either gross or subtle, or either gross or subtle. In one sense, these people and among all the literatures, only these literatures, because of the influence of Kali, most of the literatures are this only. Yes or no? Yeah. And due to which the people's mind are also polluted. And these literatures, Bhakti Sansodeko told, our printing press is what? Brother Brihat Madanga. I tell these literatures which have been printed as a Brother Frog. Brihat Frog. You know frog? Yeah, frog. The more it loudly shouts, the more it attracts snake. Yeah. Similarly, all these literatures are making people frog. The more they bring out those things loudly in the society, the more they are inviting snake. Snake is compared to death. Ayur harati vaipumsa udyanastam chainasu tashyata kshanita uttama sloka vartaya. So with each and every sunrise and sunset, once Ayu has been taken away. But for those who have been engrossed in hearing the wonderful glories of the Lord, he will get back his eternal life back. So it's very important for all of us to actually go out and distribute books. It's very, very important to give our contribution in giving out the pure literatures which has been given by Prabhupada to the people. Else the society will go on. So we cannot stop, but we can contribute in some way from our end. The Lord will be pleased with us. Yes, we cannot change the whole world, but we can contribute in a way that whatever capacity we have. Ultimately, the Lord should be pleased. Lord understand that all are diverted. So what can be done? But my devotee at least is trying something. Yeah. So Lord will be pleased with us. So we should do that. So glorification. So all this, if unworthy people is glorified, that is the most unfortunate situation. If unworthy person is glorified, it's the most unfortunate for the whole world. Because unnecessarily people get false hope. Yes or no? Yeah. Unnecessary glorification in the form of advertisement, what is happening. To such an extent, everything is being glorified except the Lord. Even the underwear we wear is glorified on the street. Yeah, such a condition. Huh? Yes or no? So advertisement industry is glorifying everything, but except the Lord. It's a very unfortunate situation. Yes, yeah, and that is like a cross for pilgrimage for cross. Yes. So if and there are so many people outside world, they stand for so many things, and like politicians, sociality, dry philosophers, poetry. All these people who are devoid of Krishna consciousness, the more they are portrayed, the more people are being pushed to take shelter of the dogs of a tail. It is said actually, dogs of a tail of a dog, not dog of a tail of a dog. So if you catch the tail of a dog knows swimming, and if you think I can cross the ocean, dog will also drown, we will also drown. So these people are like that. All film actors, all those things, heroes, all those things. They are drowning. They are swimming. Somehow they are swimming. They think, oh, I am a very nice swimmer. You also come. Then they will also drown. You will also drown. So all politicians or whatever sportsmen, all those people, they are like that. And Prabhupada says they are like dolls in the hand of material energy. Yes, dolls in the hand of material energy. Yeah. So we should be careful to actually, and this is what is happening everywhere we go. This Koro class literatures will glorify this kind of people who are devoid of conscious, Krishna conscious, and what they will speak about these people on sports, film actors, film, yeah, actress, actor, this only. Yeah. So we should be careful not to hear them. And Bhagavatam also says, Apashyatam Atmatattvam Nrinam Santi Shashata. Yes. So one who has devoid of Krishna consciousness, Atma Tattva, he has so many things else to speak. Yes. And we can see there are so many things else for people to discuss on. Yes. But they are rarely, because of their association, they are very difficult to get them to Krishna consciousness. And it is openly Prabhupada is telling. It's very difficult to bring the Koro class to San class. So that is a helpless task. Preaching is a helpless task. Even Bhakti says it takes thousands of gallons of blood to bring one jiva to Krishna conscious. It's not an easy task. Yeah, it's a quite a challenging task. It's quite a challenging task. Yeah. Yeah. And in the purport, they are full of subject matter described in decorative language, full of mundane similes and metaphorical arrangement. Yet with all that, they do not glorify the Lord. Such poetry and prose on any subject matter is considered decoration on a dead body. So this sloka comes Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastra Japastapa Apranaya Sadehasya Mandalam Loka Ranjana. So any activity, any work which is devoid of Krishna consciousness is like a decoration on a dead body. Like that. But all this literature, Prabhupada says it doesn't ignite the spiritual urge of a living entity. Yes, all of us are spiritual beings, and whatever we read should ignite our nature, spiritual nature. Yes, yeah. So that is, but these literatures will not help in that sense. And very nicely, whatever we are discussing, Krishnadas Kavarigas Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says this very nice sloka. It describes everything. Whatever we are discussing, we just recite this sloka. Are you able to see the screen? Not able to see. Duplicate. No? Yeah, this sloka is very nice. Okay. कृष्णोत्कीर्तन गान नर्तन कला पातो जनी ब्राजिता कृष्णोत्कीर्तन सद्भक्ता बलिहंस चक्र मधुपा श्रेणी विहारास्पदम् कर्णानंद कलत्र निर्वहतु मे देवा मरुप्रांगणे श्री चैतन्य दयानिधे तव लस लीला सुधा स्वादुनी O my merciful Lord Chaitanya, may the nectarean Ganges waters of your transcendental activity flow on the surface of my desert-like tongue. Beautifying these waters are the lotus flowers of singing, dancing, and loud chanting of Krishna's holy name, which are the pleasure abodes of unalloyed devotees. These devotees are compared to swans, ducks, and bees. The rivers flowing produces a melodious sound that gladdens their ears. So this purport is nice. Our tongues always engage in vibrating useless sounds that do not help us realize transcendental peace. And we can also tell those people who are reading class literature, they will not provide any transcendental peace. The tongue is compared to a desert because a desert needs a constant supply of refreshing water to make it fertile and fruitful. Water is a substance most needed in the desert. The transient pleasure derived from mundane topics of art, culture, politics, sociology, dry philosophy, poetry, and so on is compared to a mere drop of water because although such topics have a qualitative feature of transcendental pleasure, they are saturated with the modes of material nature, passion, and ignorance. Therefore, neither collectively nor individually can they satisfy the vast environment of the desert like tongue. Neither collectively or individually. Collectively or individually. Yes, they cannot satisfy the vast requirement of desert like. No matter how much they go for all those nonsense things, they will not be satisfied. They'll be frustrated and finally they take depressed plus all those things. Huh? Cannot be frustrated. Therefore, despite crying in various conferences, therefore, therefore, the desert-like tongue continues to be parched. For this reason, people from all parts of the world must call for the devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who are compared to swans swimming around the beautiful lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or bees humming around his lotus feet in transcendental pleasure, searching for honey. The dryness of material happiness cannot be moistened by so-called philosophers who cry for Brahman liberation and similar dry philosophic speculative objects. The urge of the soul proper is different. The soul can be solaced only by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his many bona fide devotees who never leaves the lotus feet of the Lord to become imitation Mahaprabhus, but all cling to his lotus feet like bees that never leave a honey-soaked lotus flower. Lord Chaitanya's movement of Krishna consciousness is full of dancing and singing about the pastimes of Lord Krishna. It is compared herein to the pure water of the Ganges, which are full of lotus flowers. The enjoyers of these lotus flowers are the pure devotees who are like bees and swans. They chant like the flowing of the Ganges, the river of the celestial kingdom. The author desires such sweetly flowing waves to cover his tongue. He humbly compares himself to materialistic persons who always engage in dry talk, from which they derive no satisfaction. If they were to use their dry tongues to chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As exemplified by Lord Chaitanya, they would taste the sweet nectar and enjoy life. So the most important activity in Krishna consciousness is singing and dancing. So the so many crow class people they're out. Yeah. But one thing we can do is call them and make them dance. Yes. So then by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, though they cannot be elevated to swan class, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, it is possible. Yes or no? Hmm. So now, so it is called Jagat Pavitram. Yes, the glories of the Lord are Jagat Pavitram. It is said in this sloka. Hmm. So there is one beautiful sloka. यस्याखिलामिव हबि सुमङ्गले वाचो विमिष्टगुणा कर्म जन्मभि प्राणन्ति शम्बन्ति पुनन्ति वै जगत् यस्तद्विरक्ता स्वशोभनमथा. This is told by Akrura. Very nicely he says, all sins are destroyed and all good fortune is created by the Supreme Lord's qualities, activities and appearance. And the words that describe these three things animate, beautify and purify the world. On the other hand, words bereft of his glories are like decorations on a corpse. Again, same thing. That means what? That means what? A person devoid of Krishna consciousness is as good as dead body. As good as dead. Only when he comes in contact with Krishna consciousness, he actually live. Else he is dead only. That's what his sloka is telling. Animate means what? Give life. So unless people awaken to spirituality, they are like dead only. Dead to their true nature. And yeah. So it animates, beautify and purify the world. And what are the effects after hearing? There is one more sloka that is from 12th canto, 12.12.50. You can note a very nice sloka actually. I will share this. You can all repeat. Windows P, duplicate. Again sharing. Sir, coming? Coming? तदेव रम्यं रुचिरं नवं नवं तदेव शश्वन्मनसो महोत्सवम् तदेव शोकार्णवशोषणं नृणाम् यदोत्तमश्लोकयशोऽनुगीयते. Yes. So tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam. Yes. So it's attractive, ramyam, relishable, ruchiram, ever fresh, navam navam. And is a perpetual festival for mind. Yes. And the substance that dry up the ocean of miseries for all people. These are the qualities of those activities glorifying the Lord. Other hand, it is called navam navam, ever fresh. But so much garbage, literatures like garbage, which are devoid of Krishna consciousness, they are garbage, has been thrown. But Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all the glories of the Lord are eternal. And every day we are reciting, we are chanting Hare Krishna, we are hearing Bhagavatam. Yes, and we cannot do this unless it is transcendental. Unless it is transcendental, it is beyond 3 modes, we cannot do the same thing again and again. Yes or no? For example, my own example I can tell. I was a number dumb in reading literatures, books. Even my own school books never I used to read. Whatever notes, that much only in exam. No reading textbooks. Never was my inclination. I hate languages, English, Kannada, all so much I had to read, and I had to recollect something which I not attracting. I have to recollect so many things and write own stories, all those things. I'm very dull in those aspects. Yeah. But now I am reading every day theory, means it's full words, but it is so amazing. I'm not feeling bored. Yes or no? So this shows that Prabhupada books or Vedic literatures, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, are not are not the mundane engineering whatever we have done. Yeah. So this is gives relish to us, life to us, and those books have made us dead. Now we have somehow we have awakened, and we have become live. Yes, like that. Okay. Something we have to do propaganda. Okay. Next, yeah. So Jagat Pavitram. Yes. So the Lord's glories are what can help the society. And this crow class literature, Prabhupada says this we are all diseased. We are all diseased condition of life. And this crow class literature is increasing the disease. Like Prabhupada compares this materialism is equal to fever. Yes. Yeah. What we should decrease the fever, not increase the fever. So all the modern propaganda of so and so is increasing the fever. Yes. Yeah. So we should decrease the fever. And how to decrease the fever? By reading swan class literature, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. When they hear that, then their material fever will reduce and they become peaceful. And that is not only the all in all, but Vedic literatures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam also help them to situate in their constitutional activity. What is that? Devotional service. This is what can help the living entities to cure from fever, material fever, and situate in devotional service. Hare Krishna. So I will conclude here. If any question would like to take. Hare Krishna. Something I grabbed here and there and try to put what is nothing. Just I collected information here and there and I presented. Yes, Prabhu. The beliefs are very strong. Our old sanskaras are still intact. Yeah. Yes. True. Yeah. Associating and yeah. Garbage. Yes. Yeah. So the question is like how to slowly and gradually come over those old sanskaras. Usually we hear like we associate more with people. That's the there's no shortcut. This only. There's nothing else. We should do this only. You should dance. You should associate with great souls whenever they're coming. You should hear. This answer remains even after million years. Same answer will remain as it is. Bhagavad Gita as it is. No interpretation. No addition. No subtraction. This only. Mahajanena Gata Sapanta. We should walk in the footsteps of great authorities. Yes. And this remains as it is. At least you are realizing this. To the degree you realize that, okay, I am still getting attracted, to that degree we should become more serious, sincere. And the more, usually Radhanath Maharaj says that if you are not enthusiasm, act enthusiasm. Hello. Just open, just give yourself to fire of Krishna consciousness, dancing, chanting. Whether you like or don't like, at least begin. Then slowly, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, we will be saved. There is only hope. Else there is no hope.
Regarding the audiences, so it is also not directly described on the right laws. What would be this type of pressures and
So those people, this is various category, mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Literature is in various categories. And these literatures with the mode of goodness, they are quite susceptible to bring to Krishna consciousness. If you give them Krishna consciousness, they are more easy to get. In that way, they are helping the people to progress towards Krishna consciousness. But this literature about passion and ignorance are very degraded. Yes, and these nitis will help them to come to so these people has helping the society in one way, because these people who are attracted to those can also easily brought to Krishna consciousness. In that way, they are contact.
But say some of the principles of Shastra is being used in the material world to enhance their life and so on, to enhance the management. So in that way, it can be considered as Kripla, but when it is used to propagate Krishna consciousness, then it is not Kripla. So how actually it is considered?
So they are both ends. Yes, they are both ends. But if they are properly directed, that's what. Who has been propagating that with what mentality depends. A pure devotee can bring out a good principles from that and may elevate them to Krishna consciousness. Yes or no? So ultimately, they are all trapped. But in some way, if a devotee can come in touch with him, he can bring him to Krishna consciousness. Else, if he is in touch with someone else, he can degrade also. But they are more easy to bring. For them, we have to call them here and make them dance. Vedic literatures. Yeah. That's what Narada Muni is telling. Na? The whole discussion is that only here. That's what Narada Muni is telling. That people have taken that as a thing. Now you exclusively glorify the Lord. Yes.
Such people across the materialism. We should not be alone, rather we should be compassionate.
That will come when we are sincerely practicing Krishna consciousness. Else we will be allowed.
Sometimes that sense of compassion makes us feel like it gives us a sense
At least if you are not feeling compassion, try to avoid. With the utmost possibilities, try to avoid. If you are not feeling compassion, try to avoid. Try to avoid. And where there is a will, there is a way. Try to use your intelligence. Somewhere or the other, Krishna will give us some way out. Some way out.
Really the question is sometimes that sense of compassion can make us feel.
That's what, if you are not, sense of compassion is not there, then don't artificially try to enter and show compassion. Something else, huh? Okay, take it, please. Yeah.
So I was thinking that sometimes the actual sense of compassion is not. But if we just act, it's like we are on a superior place.
I think those who don't act, we try to follow. Follow is different from act. And we are not in that position, then we should not, like Haridas Thakur, she was able to elevate prostitute, but we are not on that platform. Yes or no? Yeah. So, but to whatever extent that from with our own boundaries we can help, we should know, we should understand our own boundaries. We should not cross that and get disturbed. Yes or no?
Hare Krishna.
Those swam. So whatever goes on way, swam in our vice versa, all the time. But in our life, sometimes we do both. How can we balance?
But at least we are doing Krishna consciousness. Yeah. So try to, as and when, as what? Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina. So we should try to get more taste in Krishna conscious activities. And when we are elevated in our consciousness, like patra pushpam vibambasa, it's like lotus. It is not though in a kichad, but it maintains its purity. Yes. So in that way, this whole world, material world is like garbage only, but a devotee is like lotus. Yes. And that comes by the gift of Krishna consciousness. Yeah. To not get affected or allured by the keychord of this material world. Yes. Yeah. So ultimately, it boils down to how much sincerely are we hearing Krishna Katha. Because when Krishna is heard, Krishna personally enters our heart and cleanses the contamination of material sense enjoyment. Yeah. That contamination is there, due to which we will do that also, this also. But if you take to this sincerely, seriously, then Krishna will remove that. Then we feel pathetic. To the degree one feels pathetic to material sense enjoyment, that to the degree one is progressing again Krishna consciousness. Of course, to some extent we get irritated. That is a good. That good. If you are getting irritated, if you are getting, that is good. Okay, we are getting elevated in Krishna consciousness. Yes, probably.
Glorifying not directly in that. What is the difference?
Indirectly in the sense.
I just saw in some people they say that no, glorifying not directly, and there is a way glorifying not indirectly.
Indirectly, directly. I know. I should know the context, else I cannot answer. Okay. So we'll conclude here. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai.